You weren't supposed to hear this yet. This is the kind of truth people only admit when there's nothing left to protect. No reputation to polish, no future to bargain with, no one left to impress. I'm 78 years old, and I don't have the luxury of lying anymore. So I'll start by telling you the part you won't like. Your life, the one you're so busy building, is heading exactly where mine did. Not similar, not kind of. Exactly. You think you're different because you're younger, because you're sharper, because you have better tools, better information, better ambition. You think exhaustion is discipline now. You think hustle is wisdom. You think being constantly needed means you matter. It doesn't. That belief is the lie you're still living inside. I know because I lived in it longer than you've been alive. I'm sitting alone as I say this. Wide windows, quiet house, the kind of place people used to nod at with respect. Marble counters cold under my palms, a gold watch heavy on my wrist, ticking loud in the silence. It used to feel like a trophy. Now it feels like a shackle, counting down something I can't earn back. I'm not here to motivate you. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you subscribe. I'm here because my hands shake a little in the mornings now, and every doctor visit starts with the same sentence spoken softer than the last. I'm here because time stopped being theoretical for me. You don't feel that yet. That's the problem. It's late evening. The kind of late where offices smell like burnt coffee and recycled air. That smell used to mean importance to me. Achievement. Being needed. Now it just smells stale. Like something forgotten too long in the back of a refrigerator. My phone is face down on the counter. It hasn't lit up in hours. When it does vibrate, it's usually a bank alert, a calendar reminder, or a number I don't recognize anymore. The people who used to call without checking the time first, those calls stopped a long time ago. This is what winning looks like at the end. I want you to picture me clearly. Because someday, if you keep going the way you are, this will be you. Alone with proof, surrounded by things that can't look back at you, can't forgive you, can't tell you it was worth it. There's a sentence someone said to me once, just one. I heard it 30 years ago, and I still hear it now, late at night, when the house settles and my chest feels hollow in a way no doctor ever wrote down. I'm not going to tell you that sentence yet. You won't understand it until you feel the fracture. So let me take you back, not to the beginning, to the moment everything cracked. 30 years ago, I was sitting in a boardroom that smelled like polished wood and ambition. Long table, bottled water untouched, numbers glowing on a screen like a promise. I was mid-sentence, explaining why next quarter mattered more than this one, when my phone buzzed in my pocket. I didn't look. I never looked. Because important men don't check their phones in meetings. Because I was providing. Because I was protecting the future. Because whatever that call was, it could wait until things slowed down. They never slow down. The phone buzzed again, then stopped. I finished the meeting. Handshakes. Compliments. Someone said my name with respect in their voice. I felt tall, necessary, alive. By the time I checked the phone, the call was gone. So it was something else. But I didn't know that yet. That night, I came home late. The house was dark, except for the kitchen light. Dinner was cold, covered in foil. I ate standing up, loosening my tie like I was peeling off armor. My wife sat at the table, hands folded, eyes tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. She said something then. That sentence, I nodded. Said we'd talk tomorrow. Said I was doing all this for us. Said I just needed a little more time. I believe that. Completely. Here's what no one tells you when you're 30 and everyone calls you driven instead of absent. You don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in pieces so small you don't notice until they're gone. A missed phone call. A birthday watched through a photo someone else took. A conversation postponed because you're too tired to be kind. You call it responsibility. You call it sacrifice. You call it love. But love doesn't feel like absence to the people waiting for you. I spent decades telling myself I was building something permanent. Security. Stability. a future my family would thank me for. What I was really building was distance. Distance grows quietly. It doesn't argue. It doesn't slam doors. It just expands, inch by inch, while you're busy congratulating yourself for staying late. I told myself I had time. I told myself everyone understood. I told myself I'd make it up later. Later is a dangerous word. Later is where everything you care about goes to die. Years passed like that. Not years, really. Cold dinners, missed sunsets. Weekends blurred into email chains and conference calls. I watched my children grow the way you watch weather reports from a distance, informed but untouched. People praised me. Promotions came. My name meant something in rooms my family never entered. And at night, when the house was quiet, I'd sit with a glass of something expensive and feel a tightness in my chest that wasn't pain, just absence. Like a room inside me no one visited anymore. You think failure looks like losing everything. It doesn't. Failure looks like keeping everything you worked for and realizing none of it can sit beside you when the noise stops. The lie you're believing the one culture feeds you every day is that provision is love. That if you secure the future hard enough, you earn the present later. You don't. Presence is the only currency that matters. And it doesn't compound. It expires. I learned that too late. And the worst part isn't that I learned it late. It's that I was warned early. That sentence, she said, the one I still haven't told you, wasn't anger. It was clarity. And I chose not to hear it, because hearing it would have meant changing, slowing down, letting go of the story I told myself about being the protector, the provider, the one holding everything together. That role felt noble. It was poison. I want to keep going. There's more you need to see before the sentence makes sense. Before the lie fully collapses, I thought being the protector meant carrying the weight so no one else had to. I thought if I absorbed the stress, the long hours, the missed moments, then the people I loved would be spared. That one day they'd look back and understand that the silence would make sense once the numbers were right. That's the lie culture teaches you. Quietly, constantly. It tells you love looks like sacrifice measured in hours. That responsibility is distance. That if you're tired enough, you're doing something noble. No one tells you what that kind of nobility costs. After that boardroom night, things didn't explode. They never do. There was no screaming, no slammed doors, just a subtle shift, like furniture moved an inch to the left every day until you start bumping into things you used to know by heart. My wife stopped asking when I'd be home. My children stopped looking up when the door opened. I told myself that was good. Independence, strength. I told myself they were adapting. They weren't adapting. They were adjusting to my absence. I kept working. Of course I did. The ladder was still there. The wall still looked right. Every rung felt like proof I was doing what I was supposed to do. When you're climbing, no one asks where you're going. They just applaud your grip. Years later, my body forced a pause I never would have chosen. They called it a cardiac event, a tidy phrase, clinical, as if my heart politely objected instead of finally screaming. I remember the hospital ceiling tiles, the way the fluorescent lights hummed, the taste of metal in my mouth, tubes in my arms, machines breathing beside me. I remember my wife standing in the corner of the room, arms folded tight, like she was holding herself together instead of me. The doctor said I was lucky. Lying there, I understood something that still makes my chest ache in a way no scan ever explained. If I had died that day, the story people would tell about me would sound impressive. And it would be hollow. They would talk about titles, about milestones, about how hard I worked. No one would talk about how often I listened, or laughed, or showed up when it was inconvenient. They'd talk about the life I built, not the one I lived. After that, I tried to fix things with time. Time doesn't fix what absence erodes. It only confirms it. Some relationships don't break. They thin until one day you reach out and realize there's nothing left to hold. I started coming home earlier, sitting longer at the table, asking questions I should have asked years ago. But timing matters. Presence has an expiration date. You don't get to buy it back once it's gone. That sentence, she said to me, the one I made you wait for, followed me everywhere. In the quiet mornings, in the empty celebrations, in the moments when success felt heavy instead of satisfying. You're 30, maybe younger, maybe older, but you still believe the lie because it hasn't punished you yet. You still think time is negotiable, that love understands delay, that people will wait because you're doing this for them. They won't. Not because they don't love you, because love needs oxygen. Here's the sentence. She said, I don't need more from you. I need you. Not your effort, not your plans, not your promises. You, I heard it, and I ignored it, because I thought need was weakness, because I thought love waited, because I thought protection meant distance, because I thought providing was the same thing as showing up. That sentence wasn't an accusation. It was a warning. One I dismissed in favor of a future that never arrived the way I promised. Now I wake up early. Not because I'm disciplined, because sleep doesn't come easy when your mind finally has room to wander. I sit in the quiet and feel the weight of all the moments I postponed until they vanished. I have grandchildren now. They're loud, curious, beautiful, and already learning the same lies. I see it in how busy their parents are, how everyone's always rushing towards something invisible, convinced they'll slow down once they arrive. Arrive where? No one ever tells you that the finish line keeps moving, that the life you're waiting to start keeps getting rescheduled, that someday is the most dangerous word in the language. You don't lose people to death. You lose them to postponement. And here's the part that will make you uncomfortable, the part you'll want to argue with, the part that will split the comment section clean in half. Your job will replace you before your funeral is over. Read that again. Slowly. The meetings will continue. The emails will be answered. Your desk will be cleared by someone who never knew how late you stayed. Someone who doesn't know the names of the people you skipped dinners with to be there. But the people you told later to? They don't get replacements. Culture won't tell you this. Ambition won't warn you. Responsibility will applaud you right up until the moment you realize you traded presence for approval. Providing isn't love. Presence is. And presence is fragile. So, here's my question for you. Not for the version of you post online. Not for the version you justify to yourself at night. For the honest one. Who are you postponing right now? Who keeps getting the leftovers of your attention? Who keeps hearing, after this project, after this promotion, after things slow down? Because one day, if you're lucky enough to reach my age, you'll sit in a quiet house surrounded by proof you thought mattered, and you'll finally understand the lie. If this made you angry, good. If it made you defensive, even better. That means it touched something real. The clock is ticking. What are you going to do with your time before it decides for you?